The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Jalen Brunson, 19 of his 31 in the first quarter. The Knicks go 20 of 42 from downtown. Josh Hart, his best game of the year, 14 points, 9 rebounds. The Knicks bench combined for 46 points. And the Knicks are now 3-0 at home. Snapped their 3-game losing skid as they beat the Bulls 128-116. Great to have you with us, Bill Pidto, along with Wally Szczerbiak. So I asked Josh Hart at the end of the game there. Mike Brown wanted full 48 minutes. Did the Knicks come through? If they didn't do the full 48 minutes, they were awfully close tonight.
Very close. That's what you need to do to beat a good Bulls team who's coming to this season at 5-0. Avenge that loss from Friday night. I love the effort by everyone who got minutes. Listen, it is precious when you are put out on an NBA floor. You have to produce as a player, and you have to go out there and say, if my coach is putting me out in the game, he expects me to play at a high level. The bench played at a high level. Jordan Clarkson had his best game in a Knick uniform. Josh Hart, I think, had his best game so far this season, which was huge. And then Jalen Brunson continues to dominate. The ball continues to move. And one other thing that I love, Mike Brown's encouraging these guys to shoot threes. Green light, like shoot the three with confidence. And the Knicks delivered by shooting a high percentage.
Coming into this game, yes, only 5 games. They only shot 34% from 3 coming into this game. But in this contest, 20 of 42, including 13 of 21 from downtown, keyed the first half as well.
Yeah, and as a player, when you know your coach is encouraging you to let it fly and let it go, you shoot with confidence, and those threes start to snowball, and you start to make a bunch in a row. Karl Anthony Towns, he even got involved. He's been struggling shooting the ball. You knew that wasn't going to last. He was 2 for 2 from that three-point line. And then Jordan Clarkson, this is why the Knicks went out and got him. The coveted free agent signing to solidify the bench, came in and just got buckets. That's what he does. OG Anunoby continuing to shoot the ball well. Josh Hart bouncing back off a tough performance on Friday night. Playing really, really well. And Landry Shamet just doing what he does, knocking down triples. How about the assists? Mikal Bridges tied his career-high 9 assists. That was team basketball personified. You can see what Mike Brown brings. He brings an offensive Golden State Warriors type motion offense where everyone gets an opportunity to get hot. Everyone gets an opportunity to touch the ball. And then defensively, the Knicks also made some adjustments, giving up 135 on Friday night, only gave up 116 to this Bulls team. Knicks competed on the defensive end of the floor, which I love to see also.
Well, you're talking about Friday night. Knicks got off to what Jalen Brunson called was an unacceptable start Friday night. Brunson, it seemed, determined tonight to make it an acceptable first quarter because he was dominant with 19 of his 31 in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, he's been really good this year. It's been incredible to see him up his game and just take it to another level and set the tone early. 19 points in that first quarter, looking to shoot just good quality shots, too. I mean, none of these shots are stressed. They're not one-on-one, really. They're just, open transition buckets there, easy layups. He's been really good taking the ball to the basket. His threes are starting to fall. I mean, this team is starting to come together. You can see what they're capable of. We said it was going to take a little bit of time, but talk about defending home court. I mean, this team could be a really dominant home court team. I remember last year I played with Mike Brown. We were 39-2 at home with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2009, and the Knicks are off to a good start at home. This homestand is one that, you get to sleep in your own bed, you get to play on your rims in the world's most famous arena. You look at these teams coming in, the Knicks can take care of business if they continue to defend home court.
This is the first of 7 straight for the Knicks here at MSG. At the half, Wally, Knicks up by 8. Bulls trying to hang in there in the third quarter, but some key offensive sequences with great execution helped the Knicks maintain the lead. Tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. We're taking a look at offensive execution here in quarter number 3 off a turnover as well.
Yeah, that's just the Knicks are making teams pay when they turn the ball over. OG Anunoby's a great athlete. Mikal Bridges can run the floor. Knicks have guys that can play fast, and when you play fast, you get into more of a rhythm. You get more possessions. You get more opportunities at the basket. And you get those chances to make 5 in a row as a team, to make 2-3 in a row as a player. And Mike Brown, I love the way he coaches offense. He lets you play free. And as a player, that's all you can ask for is just have a coach that lets you go. Lets your talent do this talking on the offensive end of the floor. And then on the defensive end of the floor, coach me up. get me to play as a team connected on the defensive end, and the Knicks look a lot more connected on the defensive end tonight.
So when you look at the comparison of what we saw tonight and what we've seen to this point, what was the biggest difference to you? Was it the shooting?
The shooting is going to come because the Knicks have been finding good looks. I just think it's just the snowball effect when you get multiple good looks at the three-point line. And the Knicks have capable shooters. So when you hit 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, the other team just looks around like we got no answer for that. And that's what's going to start happening with this Knicks team, the way they're playing with the flow on the offensive end of the floor. But the biggest thing I saw, the improvement, was just the attention to detail on defense. The compete level. Monica mentioned it last time on Friday night. The compete level wasn't there on the defensive end of the floor by the Knicks. Tonight, it was there from the tip for 48 minutes, and that's what you have to do in this league because there are good offensive teams like the Bulls, and the Knicks competed on D, and that's why they got the win.
You mentioned Monica McNutt. Here she is now. Help call the game, as always, on ESPN New York on the radio broadcast.
Hey, man, I'm going to stop you, Pidto.
What?
Wally, I hear you.
You interrupting me? I didn't even get to say hello, Monica.
I'm very proud of the compete level, Wally. I'm with you. But, baby, when they were shooting 71% from the three-point line, I'm like, what universe is this? What is happening tonight? So I think for me, yes, the compete level, the game plan discipline, all of those things, you saw that. But I must say, and I said this on air, it was so refreshing to be able to use the word giddy as a description of how excited I was about the Knicks' performance in this ballgame.
And not giddy on the Bulls,
Exactly.
who, by the way, had his fourth career triple-double against the Knicks and almost had a triple-double Friday night. If he had one more assist Friday night, it would be 5 career triple-doubles against the Knicks.
Yeah, but he's terrific, y'all. And if he can hold on to that sort of productivity, we'll definitely be having a conversation about him as an all-star. But on the flip side of that, I think this was the reaction and the response that you needed, because I think there were some nerves, and rightfully so. I have been saying to folks that you don't panic 5 games into the season, but I understand the concern. We all know what the expectation is here this year, and so I think to come in and have such an emphatic performance, to have 9 guys in the scoring column, not to miss a free throw, to limit your turnovers, to get on the glass, to have such an efficient shooting performance was really sort of the answer and sort of a glimpse of the promise of what it could look like with the leadership of Mike Brown in this group.
I agree. And Monica, it feels good to be 3-0 at home, dominating at the world's most famous arena. This is what Mike Brown does. He wants to defend the house every single night. When teams come in here, they are not going to get a win, and it is going to be very difficult to get a win. And I just think they're off to a great start at home, and that's a great sign moving forward for the rest of the season.
Monica, before we let you go, 46 bench points for the Knicks. Yeah. Friday night, they only had 21 bench points. Huge difference. Great games from Clarkson and Hart in particular.
100%. And I think to go back to our compete level statement, the starters, Jalen Brunson in particular, with those 19 first quarter points, they set the tempo, and that allowed everybody else to fall into place. And actually, we got Jordan Clarkson for our post-game interview, Pidto, and he credited the ball movement and this team's commitment on the defensive end for allowing there to have energy that reverberated from both sides of the basketball to contribute to tonight's win.
Knicks with 31 assists. Monica, thanks as always. We'll see you tomorrow night. Knicks back home. They'll play host to the Wizards. When we come back, post-game comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown as his team beats the Bulls 128 to 116.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. As the Knicks tonight get some revenge for the loss in Chicago on Friday by beating the Bulls here at home 128 to 116. Back now from the corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Let us now listen into the post-game comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown, as always, presented by Chase.
Was good. Second half against Chicago was good. Tonight we were closer to playing a 48-minute game on both sides of the ball. We had some hiccups throughout the course of the game. We had a stretch where they hit some threes, and we just went to switching everything, and our guys did a nice job once we went to doing that to take away the pick and pop threes. And then we got a little sloppy in the second half, and we settled down and closed the game the right way. So again, I still think our ceiling is a lot higher, but I think you guys can see some of the potential on both ends of the floor. This group is more than capable of playing fast. Like we scored 128 points, and I probably could have scored a few more. In my opinion, if we would have taken care of the ball like we're capable of, I can't see. I need progressives. Is that what that's called, progressives? But I don't. But I got a real good eyeglass place in Westchester. They didn't give me a discount, so I'm not going to say their name. But if they do one, they got a lot of different specs that I could pick from. And if they do, maybe I might say their name one day. But our defensive player of the game was OG. He did a heck of a job. We made a little bit of an adjustment by putting him on Giddey. And we switched pick and roll, so heck of a job by him. Jalen, 9,000 points. It's unbelievable. We won the possession game, 25-9. And again, that's free throw attempts, offensive rebounds, minus turnovers. And versus a good team, you got to win the possession game. So it was great. We had 20 sprays. And then, a lot of great individual performances, starting with Cat. 20 points on 11 shots. 20 points on 11 shots. Fantastic game, but more important than that, he had 15 rebounds. A heck of a game. Mikal, he had 9 assists. I don't know what his career high is in assists, but 9 assists, it's a really good basketball game. We had 31 as a team. And then Josh had 9 rebounds. I could go on and on with the different contributions that we got throughout the course of the game, but good team win, and it feels good to see us string it together for longer than just 24 minutes like we did the last 2 games.
Mikal has had so many possessions this year where it seems like he's just reading the low man specifically really well, where like as soon as help comes, he's like, all right, corner. Like he had one to Deuce today where it was like, all right, cross corner, corner 3. What's allowing him to make that read so well, so quickly, and so effectively?
So, and I said this before, this is going to be a process, and we're still not where we need to be offensively, but guys are starting to understand how to space the floor. They're starting to understand, part of spacing the floor is if you cut, how to respace. They're understanding quick decisions, how when to get off the ball, and when you have a really good understanding of those things, you can almost make it's just one read. You make one read and you can make a blind pass because based on our spacing and our spots, somebody's supposed to be there. And Mikal, he was one of the guys that was here with the young guys early in the summer, so he was getting reps at this, back in August and September. So he's probably a little ahead of the curve in terms of, some of the other guys that may have been injured and missed a chunk of time. And so once we get everybody up to speed, it just won't be Mikal being able to make that read. We have basketball players that can pass, dribble, and shoot, so it should be all of us that should be able to make that read very well.
The bench, 46 points. Just how encouraging is that for that unit?
No, it's good. Now it starts with me because I got to help them. With Josh coming back, with Mitch coming back, with the different things that those guys present in terms of minutes and all that. I didn't help them a ton the last couple of games. I was all over the map with the substitutions. And so it was hard for those guys to get a rhythm because the guy's going in, he's coming out, he's going in, he's coming out. And so, I have to do a better job, and I thought I did tonight, of trying to have a rotation and stick with it while still playing, 9 and a half, 10 guys. And I have to help them continue to get comfortable in that area because we have guys that can come off the bench and make plays and knock down shots.
You called a timeout, I think, 40 seconds into the second half. What did you see there? What were you trying to kind of see?
I think it was something transition-wise. We turned the ball over. If my memory is right, I think we turned the ball over, or we might have shot a tough shot, and they raced down the floor. And 2 of our guys, I think it was Jalen and maybe Mikal, they got a deflection. The ball goes up off the backboard, and there was 3 Chicago Bulls there, and the rest of our guys were in the backcourt. And I'm a huge next play speed guy, next play speed, next play speed, next play speed. And if it's a turnover or whatever, hey, it doesn't matter. Right now, we got to change. We got to go from offense to defense. And I thought as a group, we didn't do a good job that possession. And I just need to remind them.
What do you think the biggest difference between Friday's game and today's game was?
Like I said, I thought in the second half we played a fairly good game against a team that's playing well. They're playing well. They're a good team. And in the second half, we did the things we were supposed to. In the first half, and we scored 125 points. Defensively, we didn't do a good job containing the dribble drive. Whether it was in the half court or front court or it was in transition, we got to do better on the ball when we're guarding the ball individually, but our shifts have to be there also. And we weren't good in those areas in the first half, and they scored 70 points maybe, if not more, in that first half, and we were down 20. And we fought in the second half, but it was just too much on the road versus a good team to try to finish the game. And like I said, not only that, but I was all over the map with our substitutions. And the guys, they did a heck of a job, still scored 125 points, but they didn't get much rhythm. So it was a combination of those things that had a lot to do. And you got to give the Bulls credit. Like I said, they're a good team. They're well coached. A combination of those things that hurt us.
Mike,
19 of Jalen Brunson's 31 come in the first quarter. Knicks beat the Bulls. Here's Brunson in the postgame locker room with Alan Hahn.
Jalen, you said the start Friday was unacceptable. What was your mentality to start this game?
Just the complete opposite. The play that we played in the second half last game. Obviously, we didn't finish the comeback, but we played better. And with that result, we can live with it. We were doing the things that we were supposed to be doing. But yeah, we got to start the game that way, and I'm happy with the way we started tonight, and we just got to continue to build off of it.
What was the difference that you saw from the bench in this game?
I think from top to bottom, not just the bench, but our energy was better as a whole. And we were just flying around, doing everything as hard as we can, and contesting as much as we can, and obviously having each other's back. Things aren't going to be perfect, but we got to have each other's back out there.
Mike Brown said that some of Friday was on him as well for, a lot of changing up lineups and different mixing up players and not letting players stay in long enough to get into a rhythm. Is that kind of the back and forth accountability that you guys are looking for? Everybody's learning from each other at this point, right?
Yeah, but Mike's going to make the decisions, and no matter what he does, now we're going to have his back. And regardless of what he does, and regardless of who's in there, now we got to be ready to go. And now we can't ease in. Now, obviously, with shooting the ball comes a rhythm, but there are other things that come with the game of basketball. So it's if he says that, great, but we got to have each other's back.
Scoring 19 of the first 34 points, I think. How much was it on your mind to come out aggressive and set a tone, right from the jump?
I'm always trying to be aggressive. It just happened that the aggressiveness was to shoot, and then there were times where I'm aggressive, and the correct move is to pass. But my mentality is always to be aggressive.
Brunson with that great first quarter. I think it's important to point out the minutes distribution because that seems to be a post-game theme here. Josh Hart, 26 minutes. Landry Shamet, 18 minutes. Deuce, 23 minutes. Clarkson, about 18 minutes. Those guys had not been playing that many minutes. They had been getting in, but maybe about a quarter. And we didn't see Kolek till the end. Yabusele played only 2 minutes. Seems like Brown went with only 4 subs and gave those 4 subs more playing time. It's very interesting to hear Coach take some blame for the rotation.
Yeah.
But he seemed to hone in on the 4 guys off the bench tonight.
He gave more minutes because they played well. That's the bottom line.
But I think he's saying he's not giving these guys enough minutes maybe to make a contribution.
Yeah, and that's if you're one of the guys coming off the bench, you appreciate your coach saying that. At the same time, he can't leave you out there if you're not playing well, because then you're going to lose the basketball game like they did on Friday. So it goes both ways. I think the Knicks are starting to figure it out. Josh Hart was outstanding the way he played, and hopefully he can keep that type of play up off the bench. It's huge.
Hart had 14 points and 9 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson, by far his best game as a Knick, had 15 points. Knicks beat the Bulls 128-116. Stay with us.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Josh Hart, his best game of the year, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and the Knicks win tonight over Chicago. Here's Josh in the locker room after the game with Alan Hahn.
Josh, Mike Brown said on Friday that this is the first time you guys are seeing adversity, and he's curious how you would respond. What did you think of the response?
I think it was solid. There was a couple of lulls, in the game that we, could play a little bit better. So I think it was a solid response. I think we can, do better.
What was different for you tonight? You played with a lot more energy. It looked like Jalen just said, that's the Josh Hart we know.
It was just, excuse me, I'm doing interviews. For me, I'm just, going through some adversity myself, just physically, mentally. And going out there was just, my biggest thing today was just going out there and just playing with energy, playing with joy. Not playing frustrated or mad or anything like that. Just getting back to being myself.
You mentioned physical, going through, having some numbness in your hand.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much about it, man. So it's just, it is what it is, and it is what it is. That's it.
Hart playing through it and playing well tonight. Knicks win 128-116. Now 3-3 on the season. We wrap up the post-game show tomorrow night on MSG. It's the Knicks and the Wizards. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. And also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.